mortgage is far beyond our expectations.
It's the safest way of owning a house.
My mouth is full of appreciation to Federal Mortgage Bank.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on another edition of the program, Everyone Deserves a Home. I am Dihelia Mamza, standing in for your regular anchor. Monitoring and evaluation, M&E for short, is a key activity by the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria in the delivery of affordable houses for Nigerians. The bank doesn't leave this task to chance, as there are various levels of project inspections which form part of its M&E activities. Our program this week focuses on the recent inspection embarked upon by the management of the bank to see progress of work in some FMBN-funded estates in Kaduna State. Other segments of News and Dream Come True will complete this episode of the program. Join me after the short break for the full episode. Do stay tuned.
These houses are expensive. How can he afford to buy a house in this place?
Bami,
How did you get money to acquire all this?
Bami, sit down. I got this house through the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria rent to own loan. The loan allows me to keep paying my rent until the amount I've paid sums up to the cost of the house. Then I stop paying rent and I become the house owner.
You mean to tell me that kind of thing exists here?
Everyone you see in this estate is a beneficiary.
Then give me some wine and let me drink in my son's house. At the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, everyone deserves a home.
Welcome back. We will begin the episode with issues making the news from the diary of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. Tonight on the news, FMBN promises to continue providing mortgages for its contributors as it receives delegations from the FCDA, Kaduna State Trade Union Congress, and other professional bodies. Stay tuned for the details.
The Managing Director, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Moduhamman, has restated the commitment of the FMBN to provide decent and affordable houses for Nigerians. He was speaking during a courtesy visit by the Federal Capital Development Authority and Abuja Metropolitan Management Council (FCDA) AMMC to the bank recently. Hamman said that the bank is ready to partner with developers and cooperatives to provide houses.
As long as the cooperative and the developers are willing to collaborate with the bank, we are willing to also look into their request and see that we are able to deliver value to your staff, improve their welfare and their commitment. There's nothing worse than an employee retiring and not having anywhere to lay his head. It's not a nice experience, and why do we have such mortgage facilities? We want to be able to build the mortgage culture into Nigerians and not rely only on the incremental building which people do nowadays.
Coordinator of the FCDA AMMC Town Planner Umar Shaibu said that the authority is saddled with the responsibility of managing the capital city. Therefore, it is necessary for staff of the authority to also own decent homes. He asked on behalf of the authority that the bank support the cooperative in delivering houses for its staff by providing funding for them to complete their ongoing housing projects.
Being the people that are charged with the management of the city, development, control, and all what have you, we have commenced our own development, but we need the ad hoc funding in order to continue with that development. We have been giving the staff cooperative society, we have the application for national housing loan with the Federal Mortgage Bank.
Consultant of the project, Mr. Bolaji Raji, gave an update on the level of work done on the project and what is left to do.
The cooperative is actually looking for 6.4 billion naira to complete the ongoing housing. Cut the fact that all the titles that was submitted in line with the applications has been clear in the mortgage in the legal department. We don't have any issues with the title. They have a good title which has been cleared by the legal. So the only outstanding documentations that is being required is in risk.
At the end of the meeting, the managing director of the FMBN, Madhuhamman, urged the cooperative to begin discussions with the primary mortgage bank to package the houses for ready off-takers. Members of the Food, Beverage and Tobacco Senior Staff Association, led by the chairman of the association, Comrade Makinde Solomon, has called on the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria to join hands with the association in providing houses for members of the cooperative. He made the call during a courtesy visit to the FMBN by leaders of the association.
We still want to have the impact of FMBN because we have been able to convince our members. Some of them will tell you that, oh, NHF is a national dash. That's what most of our members will say, so let them deduct its national dash. But we say no, it's not a national dash, it's working. Until some of us came in here and started seeing it, I said, wow, so this scheme is working. That's why we're able to convince them that it's working. And they say they are yet until when they see us, NBC having 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 2,800 workers. If 200 have 1 year, it's going to be a loud things among us.
Managing Director of the FMBN, Mr. Madhuhamman, while responding, assured the association of the bank's commitment in delivering houses and mortgages for not only members of the association, but for every NHF contributor.
Every member, every contributor of the National Housing Fund is entitled to benefit from it. So Federal Mortgage Bank, primarily, its responsibility was that of providing mortgage facilities to contributors of the National Housing Fund because we are managers of the fund. We collect the fund, manage, and ensure that those who are contributing are able to get affordable houses to buy into.
In a related development, the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has pledged to support members of the Trade Union Congress of Jigawa State through housing. Group Head, Project Finance, Salisa Abubakar, who spoke on behalf of the Managing Director of the FMBN, Madhuhamman, noted that the bank has developed houses for the various labor groups in Jigawa State and is extending it to every state of the Federation. He assured members of the union that the bank will look into the request of the union in delivering houses for its members.
We have received applications, just like the Secretary had mentioned, applications from both NLC and TUC. They have both formed cooperatives and they have requested that we consider their loans under those windows. Yes, I'm happy to say that these applications have been received and reviewed. That of the TUC, which is the one in question, we've received it sometime in 2021, late 2021. It had undergone some of our internal processes, and from that period to now, where the bank, was in a transition, so we have not been able to approve quite a number of cooperative loans. But that request is with us, and we have done the accreditation and such. So we are wanting to send a team to look at the site.
Speaking on behalf of the chairman of the TUC Jigawa State, Abdullahi Abubakar, who led the team, said the union has purchased a piece of land in the state capital and is looking up to the bank to provide funding to to develop the land.
All that we need is to give us a window and assist us to at least, cut up these our challenges.
Welcome back. Inspecting FMBN-funded projects is one way the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria carries out its monitoring and evaluation of the work being done by developers to ensure the quality and timely delivery of its projects. In recent times, the management of the bank took it upon itself to visit ongoing FMBN project sites. The purpose was to check, inspect, and monitor the delivery of their projects. In our next segment, Building Blocks, we will see how the inspection within Kaduna Metropolis went, as well as hear the assessment of the work by the FMBN team. Keep watching.
The mandate of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is to provide affordable mortgages for low and medium income earning Nigerians to enable them own their homes. Because of the shortage in the housing stock, the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria saw it necessary to engage in the construction of houses for which mortgages can be created. That way, contributors to the National Housing Fund can acquire these houses.
This side. This is the only place that...
To make sure work on its various FMBN-funded houses and estates are going according to plan and purpose, site inspections are routine and are done by various state officers and sometimes by management. When the current management of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria took over the running of the bank, they made it a point of duty to visit the various funded projects of the bank, beginning with the Federal Capital Territory, to inspect, check, and monitor how the constructions are carried out to see if they are being done according to specification.
We are going around all the FMBN funded estates in Abuja area to make sure that all the estates are going, the constructions are going according to plan, and the qualities that were specified in the various plans are also being fulfilled. We want to see that we don't have estates that are abandoned. We want to see that estates that are funded by us are delivered on time, and for off-takers to be able to key in and get their houses within record time.
The inspections also afforded them the opportunity to see firsthand what projects the bank is involved in.
We started all these ones when they heard that we are coming. They told you until.
Recently, the management of the bank, led by the Executive Director, Loans and Mortgages, Lukman Mustafa, visited its project within and around Kaduna State to see how well the projects are being executed.
It's a story of sweet and sour. Some of the projects are moving in line with our plans and they are progressing well, and some others are not. And that is the essence of leaving our office, leaving the desk to come and see what is actually happening physically. So we are happy that at least we took this decision to leave the office and come to the field to have an on-the-spot assessment of what is going on. Our objective is to ensure that all the projects that we are using the NHF contributions to fund are delivered and delivered well and on time. So, and that is the objective. That's our driving force.
Some developers were found doing well in the execution of their projects.
For those who have done very well, we have commended them for that, and maybe the management will still look forward into maybe having stronger business relationship with them so that they can continue to deliver houses to our teeming contributors in Kaduna State.
Various challenges such as insecurity, inflation, and theft were identified as a hindrance to the progress of some of the projects. To address these issues, the FMBN has called for meetings with defaulting developers to address issues of concern as well as the challenges identified.
For those that are not progressing well, we have asked them to let us know the reasons why they are not progressing well. Some of them have mentioned security. Some of them have mentioned skyrocketing prices of building materials. And of course, some have talked about theft and privileges of their materials on site. So these are issues that we are going to be looking at.
The visit was a delight to stakeholders in Kaduna State, as it gave them hope that the bank is interested in making the project a reality.
We are much glad to see the contractor we have requested to construct houses for us under National Housing Fund through the Federal Mortgage Bank. Today the dream has come to reality. We are on site, we've seen the work. We want to use this opportunity to thank Federal Mortgage Bank for all the cooperation and the necessary assistance they have rendered to us. And we wish to see the end of the completion of the project.
Other stakeholders commended the FMBN for not only providing policies to aid both developers and off-takers, but for also providing the enabling environment to make the project see the light of the day.
We are excited that there are some policies just newly introduced which is going to be beneficial to our off-takers, and I believe very soon many people will benefit from these policies by them.
The executive director made a call to the Kaduna State government as well as other state governments to join hands with the bank in providing affordable shelter for people of the states.
We are very hopeful that before the approval of the mortgages, the state government would come in and support this very laudable program scheme that they themselves initiated, and the private sector in collaboration with Federal Mortgage Bank has already keyed in. So we want to implore the state government to kindly do this as a matter of urgency so that before the end of the year, possibly, people can move into this estate. We believe so much in the ability of Kaduna State government, and we know that they would come to the aid of this estate. So you can see this estate is ready for occupation, and Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is equally ready to provide the mortgages to the off-takers. The off-takers have expressed interest even more than the number of units that are ready, and that is what compels us to even move to the second phase, which they will be starting, which they have already started and has reached advanced stage as well.
The program is still Everyone Deserves a Home. We move on to our Dream Come True segment, where we will hear the story of Farouk Umar Megari. This NHF beneficiary affirms the reality of the scheme, as well as FMBN's commitment to make average Nigerians homeowners. Let's hear his story.
I can assure all Nigerians that if you apply, once it is available, you will get.
Definitely the scheme is real.
It's a big testimony to stop paying rent.
Excellent. Seriously excellent.
It works and is real.
Farouk Umar Megari is the proud owner of a two-bedroom semi-detached bungalow at the Ministerial Pilot Housing Estate, Naibawa, Kaduna State. He thought the scheme would not yield tangible results until his brother became a beneficiary of the scheme and encouraged him to give it a try.
Actually, I got the information from a brother who has already subscribed to the scheme. I first heard about it and I give it a try. I was given a contact of the developers. I went to their office and I collected some forms. After I filled and they gave me the conditions for me to access the facility. From there, I went to the mortgage bank to access my account number. After getting the account number, I now filled in the form and submitted. So, and I was able to be given the guidelines for me to access the facilities.
After living in a rented apartment for years, Farouk is excited about the fact that he is now a home owner.
I was very, very happy when I got the allocation for the house, because for me to have spent like 4 or 5 years being with in a house that I was as a tenant, so actually when I got the allocation I was super happy.
Because he got his house through the rent-to-own scheme, Farouk says the payment plan is a major attraction to the entire deal.
Actually, I can't describe how happy I was when I got the allocation, because this house is going to be like something that you'll be paying instrumentally. And for us, maybe at a younger age, we have so many years to retire. And once we got the house, it's going to be like for us to pay like in the next over 20 years. So it's going to be much more easier for us than to be paying rent for like 10 or 15 years. One of the best option for the rent to own is once you have money, you can start liquidating the loan. So that is going to be like, it's going to reduce the number of years somebody is going to pay and the interest somebody is going to pay over the years.
Since he got his house, Farouk has not failed to encourage his friends and family to give the scheme a trial.
Even the place where I worked, I actually influenced some of my colleagues, because before when I was telling them, they thought it was just something that is just a rumor or something that is government will just collect your money and nothing. Many people have not been accessing their accounts for so many years, and once I got the house, once they saw it was real, many of them went to the mortgage bank and update their account. And this actually helped a lot of people to know that they have money and they can access these facilities.
Our question for the week is, can I retrieve my NHF number in the event I lose it?
You can go to any of our office and give your details. They will retrieve it for you. But if already you have updated your biodata with their number, with their email, with their mobile number, there is no way you can lose it, because as long as that number exists, they will be sending alert whenever remittance is made into your account. But if you miss that, then you can go to any of our office and then retrieve your NHF number.
On this note, we draw the curtains on this edition of the program. Do not forget that the Federal Mortgage Bank has the desire to make every Nigerian a homeowner. It is up to you to key into this laudable scheme so that you can also own your own home. Visit any of the bank's branch offices or log on to the website on www.fmbn.gov.ng to find out what you need to do to own your own home. Keep a date with us next week, same time, same station, for another wonderful edition of the program. Good night and stay safe. See you next week.